Daphni Astley here from Tarot on the Deck. Welcome to my back cabin. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about court cards, and I'm going to use the Rider-Waite-Smith deck to do this. And what I firstly wanted to establish with you is Waite was very academic. I personally can't read very well with the Waite deck, okay? But as a study deck, it's actually quite useful if you like codes and things like that. Now, here's the Lover's card. Why am I showing you this? Well, because when court cards show up in a reading, mostly we're looking to people, and a lot of the time we're looking for people of the heart. Knights in shining armour very often, but also spouses, children, right? So this becomes important purely because it sets up part of the code that comes through the Waite deck, and it goes right through all the minors, Outer, active, self, masculine. Inner, reflective, self, feminine. And I mean, the symbology here, loosely, there's an awful lot on this card. He doesn't know what to do. He shrugs. He looks inwardly, his feminine side, and she looks to the angel for inspiration. Wow, that's love. Okay, gorgeous stuff. Okay, so when we come to the court cards, 16 courts, 4 to each suit. Each suit is fire, water, air and earth. And the Golden Dawn in their book T for tarot use those 4 elements within each of the courts. So with the fire suit, you have fire of fire, water of fire, air of fire, and earth of fire. And that goes through all of them, okay? Fire of water, water of water, air of water, earth of water. Do you want me to do more? Woo! How did he get there? Fire of air. Where's she gone? Water of air, air of air, earth of air. And fire of earth. She is water of earth, air of earth, and earth of earth. Okay, so there's interesting little things go on here. First of all, there's 16 of them. 16 takes us to, in the Major Arcana, the Tower. Okay, so awareness. People's awarenesses. 16 reduces to 7, which is taking things to another level, which is very much the chariot, the soul driving through life. So it's about the soul journey. So all those things I put there on the table for you to think about. This is very much a sort of Golden Dawn view of the courts. I do have other ways of looking at them, but for today I'm just going to use that Golden Dawn system because they were very systemized. The Waite deck is a very systemized deck. And so, outer, active, fire. Okay, the fire person of the courts is always on a horse. Horses are the life force. Fire is the life force. Surely it's energy, isn't it? It's a life force. So, yeah. So you can see he's gingered up, isn't he? He is enthusiastic, has all that push and drive, positive enthusiasm, which you need at the start of a project, because, you know, there's always those naysayers saying, oh, it's never going to work. So you need a lot of this to start things going down here on Earth, okay? So fire of fire on his charger, right? You could say he's the warrior of the wand of fire, yeah? But he brings the fire in, yeah? It's good stuff. Then, you go directly from fire to water. That's a big thing, isn't it? So then you go to what inner meaning there might be to fire, because the watery part of fire is going to be the inner feminine. So inwardly, what's the fire? What's the passion? There it is outwardly expressed. Here it is held inward. Fire is light. It's what you can see. Yeah. I think he charges whether he can see or not, but he has a clear vision when he starts off, believe me. He has a clear vision to start off with. And he will hold to that vision, which is the fabulous thing. So, does she have an inner vision, do you think? Do you think her beliefs are perhaps more where she's at? Yeah? When you mix fire and water together, it's happening out there on the canal today. Sun is shining on the water and the water ripples. And you get this lovely sheen upon the water. And look at her, she's all shiny. Yeah, it's quite nice to play with these. So she's the life force, the interior life force. It's beliefs and magic. Very positive, very sunny nature. So she receives the positive side of things. That's what water does, it receives. And then we go to the airy part of fire. So, well, the airy part is the awareness part, isn't it? Awareness is that thing wherever I put the Lovers card. Oh, here it is. Here's the Lovers, right? For those of you who've studied the Golden Dawn, you know that the Hebrew letter that belongs on this one means sword. Okay, go away and think about that. Think about the sword, what it might mean here. That's good stuff. Okay, so air is sword. Air is awareness. So this is the sword part of the wand, the awareness part of the wand. Interesting, isn't it? So the sword, we know, is this decision thing. It's the thing that sits between doing and receiving, between outer and inner. It's the awareness that lodges itself between those two things. We've done that, we've reflected on that, and here we have a decision, an awareness. Yeah? So, yeah. So he's the guy who's going to advise you about your project, isn't he? He's a, you know, he's aware of what action might be required. Yeah? Okay. And then we have earth of fire. So this is the pentacle side of fire. So it's the practical bit about your project is you earth it, you ground it in something. And that can be as tiny as just saying you're going to do it, making an announcement, which is kind of, you know, the classical interpretation of that card. Okay, now pages, people say they're students, people say they're children. They can be all of those things. Of course they can, of course they can. They are definitely the children who inherit from their forebears. Okay? In classical myth, the page will serve the knight. Okay? Particularly the knight. So that's another little interesting thing to think about. But also, if we stop thinking in straight lines and start thinking in circles, if we have the 10, the ace and the 9 minor cards of the suit coming along, leading up to these, and then these happen in a circle. This one becomes closer to the 8. So it's closer to the pure essence, the root of a suit. So yes, it inherits all that, but it takes it to a new level. Yeah. So that carries on throughout all of the suits. So in the water suit, in cups, you have fire of water, and again you get that reflective light upon water stuff, sparkly, like you did with the Queen of Wands. But this is different because this is outwardly expressed, because it's a knight. So it is more akin to what we're seeing out there, with the light reflecting on the ripples, and the ripples reflecting up onto the trees above. And oh, you know, there are some lovely healing exercises you can do with putting yourself in. The willow is one of them. Willow is one of the tree cures for melancholia. And indeed, you know, take your horse for a little ride in a stream with light playing off trees. Your emotions are going to be purified somewhat. So this is taking forward the Grail, isn't it? This is the love and the healing, yeah, the receptivity, the imagination, yeah, the inner world, yeah, because water's going to be feminine, it's going to be inner. But, you know, so when we come to the Queen, she's water of water. So look at her, she's right down there on the beach with the ocean. Very, very nice, very nice. But she's pretty stable because she's actually on the beach. She's not actually afloat on the ocean. She is pretty stable. So she's quite grounded. But we all know the reality of this card is that she can be a gossip and a person with no foundation whatsoever who just goes with the crowd. Yeah, we know that's true. I mean, it's true of all the water cards to a degree, but especially this one. But, you know, she can be just a really quiet, reflective healer. And from the outside, it's very difficult to tell what the card is trying to reveal to us. So when I look at cards from an energy perspective, I'm looking for balance. To me, there's positive and negative. Positive is being in balance, and negative is being out of balance. And when people come for a reading, they have a problem, and that means something in their life is out of balance. It's not wrong. Out of balance is just a way of finding a new balance, a new truth. Yeah. So, you know, you can't go around telling people that they're gossips and things, but you can help them find a balance point with all that water in them. Yeah. And to see that balance within another person, possibly. That's much more likely that he would do that. Right. So, and this guy would definitely see that. Because here we have airy part of water. So he's the sword part of this. So he has that awareness. He's been on that journey. He's reflected. And he has the awareness. So he is master of his emotions. That doesn't mean he's cut off from them, although it can in an imbalanced state. But in a positive and balanced state, this guy understands the ripple effect. He knows how much the water carries because he has a signature of a fish on him, and it attracts a similar from the water. Wow. Ooh, yes. And then we have the earthy part, the pentacles part of the water suit. And here we see the very real idea that it's because of the very reality of our lives that we grow and evolve. And it's shown here as the water lilies. And what grows and evolves is what our spiritual, well, I don't know whether I call it spiritual. I don't know what it is. It's the water side of it. It's our soul life, perhaps. Our inner life. Yeah. So, sorry, my dogs are shouting. Possibly someone breaking in. They will deal with it. So when we come to the sword suit, we have fire of air, and that, you know what it's like to be in the grip of a new idea, and you just want to go out there and try it out. That's that guy. Yeah. And you can see all the problems with that. But, again, it's like with the Knight of Wands, you just need that power sometimes to push something ahead. Ideas need a push sometimes. And here we have Her Majesty. And you see, she has that, this is water of air. So she has memory, she has the water part, the cups part, the reflective part of air and intelligence. And so you see her sword of awareness is kind of more upright. And she's got a lot of experience, so she's not worried about just receiving what comes because she knows she can deal with it. Okay, she's a very magical card, and not surprisingly, she has angels and things on her throne. And then we have Air of Air. And so we see, this is a guy, like an eagle. He's high up there observing. And so again, if you need the honest truth about something, this is the guy to go to. He won't have any emotion about it. He'll tell you exactly how things are in a very rational and logical way. Okay? That is needed, because he also understands brotherhood and fellowship. He treats everyone absolutely equally. And these swords that are pointed slightly like that in the tradition of the weight deck, that is tipping to the side of mercy. He doesn't judge. He doesn't judge. Okay, it'd be easy for him to treat everybody as a fool in the negative sense, but no, he doesn't. He sees us all as part of the same human family, and we're all at some point of awareness, and he accepts that we're all on a certain point of awareness. And then we have the earthy or pentacle part of the sword, and again, it's made real. So what happens in the real world when we use this tool called a sword, this awareness, is we cut away from things, we move on. Yeah, that's how we use that. And then when we come to the pentacle suit itself, we see here's the active fire side of the pentacle suit. So this is a very practical guy. He's the one that would rather go out and do the hard work himself and let somebody else do it, because fire needs to be active, and so here he is. So even if someone else could do it, he'd probably choose to do it himself. Okay, he's hardworking. Okay, and he has the pentacle inside. He understands spirit in matter. And here we have the water part of earth, of pentacle. So water and earth get together, and you have productivity and fertility, which is what's shown on this card. Yeah, and you can also have a stick in the mud, but it's all a matter of degree. And here we have the airy part, the sword part, the awareness part of earth. So this is a guy who would be able to give you advice about practical matters. Yeah, he's got a lot of wisdom in him. You can see that. And here comes the earthy part of earth, the earthy part of the pentacle. And you could see this card is dealing with manifestation, which is earth. That's what it is. It's manifested. So all of this, all of the pages inherit from their ancestors, the king and the queen. And it builds up right through. So the Page of Wands only has the Wands suit family behind him. The Page of Cups has both the Wands and the Cups. And the Page of Swords has his own family, the Cups family, and the Wands family behind him, her. And this one has all of them, the other 15 court cards. Okay, so it's there's a lot in that card, and the Golden Dawn title for that is Princess of the Echoing Hills. So it's about manifestation being an echo, a reflection, an echo. It's more how it is. It's an echo of your own vibration. Okay, so have a look throughout the weight deck and see how you think about the male figures being outer expressions and the female figures being inner world, reflections. And also have a look at your court cards and see if the energy approach suits you and see what you can glean from it and work with that to expand and make up the pictograph of the personality, if it is another person or if it's the person sitting opposite you. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed that. See you again soon.